Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to discuss the medical implications and the medical history that we've put into Kyusho. Now, early on in the beginning, we've had decades of experience with this, by the way. We've been working with doctors and scientists of many different disciplines for decades. But what we did was we took the pressure points and we were trying to figure out, okay, if you could stick a needle in it and cause soothing, why pressing on it or striking it, whatever you were doing to it, could cause pain and physical dysfunction. And as we progressed on and on, we learned that it wasn't the pressure points. That is a separate system. The healing of acupuncture and acupressure, viable methods of manipulating the body and the system of the body, the physiological system of the body. However, it's not applicable in Kyusho as a fighting art. Now, what we did was we went further and further with these doctors and experiments. We've done testing in hospitals, scientific laboratories, and we came down to the idea that it wasn't the pressure points. Now, many people still use the pressure points, and they're working with a different paradigm, okay? And they're getting limited success with this because some of them are in proximity to nerves. And let's face it, the hair follicles on your body are neurological transmitters. They feel, okay? They send these sensations into the sensory receptors that are, there's millions of them throughout your skin. So you do have some neurological effect, but if you want the real effects of Kyusho, you have to dig deeper. You have to get the neurological structures themselves, the nerves, okay? You also have to do blood vessels or the reflexive systems, the autonomic nervous system, reflexive systems. So we kept working with doctors. And if you go to Kyusho.com, you can take a look under the health menu, okay? And you tap on that, you'll see our medical consultant list. And we're still working with them, however, in different areas now because everything has migrated since we started learning this and evolving so much and understanding what the nerves and the blood vessels and the autonomic systems were doing. We were getting better, okay, at the fighting application. We're not as restricted as a pressure pointist would be, okay, because the targets are much larger and sometimes you can be more generalized in your attacking. And it's also ramified on our healing because we have the yin and the yang. If one aspect works out better, the martial in this case, what happened is we reverse engineered it and found more concise and more reliable and deeper healing methods as an acupuncturist or an acupressurist would in the manipulations of these systems. So what we're going to do today is in the extended versions, we're going to take a look at two doctors that we had. This is over a decade ago. Can't remember the year precisely. And we're going to let them talk about the medical implications and the way that the nerves transmit energy back and forth so you can understand it a little bit better. All right, and this will help clear up a lot of different things for you in your Kyusho studies. It will also give you the idea of how far we've come in these years, 10 or 15 years for this particular filming. But we've consistently worked with the doctors. Now, if you look back on the Kyusho.com site, we have discussions with Dr. Jacob McClintock on the Shichen of the Bubishi. These are the vital targets that are marked out in the ancient Bubishi and how they were called certain different things. And I'll give you a quick sample because we've already discussed this on the platinum subscription at Kyusho.com. is the snake sichin as an example. When you attack a snake sichin, okay, a target on the body, what happens is it causes a hematoma in the body, lower abdomen as a matter of fact, and it turns out to be a spiraled or a coiled type of a hematoma. So you see a black and blue going in the shape of a snake. You see, you got to look at the differences in the languages in the Bubishi. It was a different language in that they did more descriptives rather than a very linear type of a language. It's more artistic in its delivery. They would describe certain things. So the snake sichin described the image of a snake that came up when this blood organ was attacked, or this blood sichin was attacked. It's a fascinating study. It's an hour-long conversation with the doctor, with the diagrams and images of these ramifications. And if you're a student of karate, or any martial art for that matter, in my opinion, you owe it to yourself to look at these ancient targets and how these people knew what these targets would do to the body. And basically it was from observation. And we miss that today. A lot of martial arts studies, they pull the punches, okay? So when you're pulling punches, you don't get the right effect. You don't have a full effect. And you can't observe what happens to the body. And that's the benefit of studying Kyusho, is you'll know how the body's going to fall if you hit this specific target. And once you know that, multiple person attacks are easier because you could drop someone that would fall in front of a person that's oncoming. There's so many different ramifications. Anyway, I digress. I went off a little bit too much on tangent on the Bubishi, but it's the correlations that these old notes, like from Mohan Sokin, he described all medical targets and all medical ramifications. So bringing in the doctors was a crucial, vital step to understanding true Kyusho. And we're going to put the doctors, these two doctors, in the extended version, so you can listen to them talk and discuss it. There were two films condensed into one. One was from a surgeon, one was from a chiropractic aspect of it, and we blend those two together. They talked at the same meeting. So again, look forward to seeing the extended versions. You can get them here on YouTube. You can also get them on the Platinum subscription. Now, this film was not added on the Platinum subscription prior. This is a new offering, and the offering is about an hour in duration. So it's a long film, but it's a lot of information on how the nerves work, how the blood vessels work, certain organs work. So stay tuned. If you're a Kyusho fan or a martial art fan, and you want to understand what a certain punch or a certain part of your kata strike would do to an individual, stay tuned.